According to the Office of the Comptroller General of the Republic, 2019, its vision as an institutional body is related to guaranteeing Costa Rican society effective surveillance of the public treasury. As part of the mission, the Republic's Comptroller General records on its online page, "We are the constitutional body auxiliary to the Legislative Assembly that oversees the use of public funds to improve the management of the public treasury and contribute to the political and citizen control." Among the values that the Legislative Assembly body includes are excellence, search for the highest quality and performance in daily work, respect, valuing the rights and ways of thinking of others, justice, giving to others what corresponds according to their rights and duties, integrity, it is to carry out all the actions with rectitude, commitment, it is to feel identified with the Comptroller General and thus give the maximum effort. What do they do? The Comptroller General of the Republic is the institutional body which is responsible for monitoring the use of public resources used by state institutions. It is also of fundamental importance to mention that it is considered as a constitutional body auxiliary to the Legislative Assembly that is in charge of supervising the use of funds to improve the management of public finances.
History of the General Comptroller of Costa Rica. The efforts to improve the management of public funds in our country are resumed until the colonial time. Later, in 1825, as a free republic, the first fundamental law was created, known as the Pact of Concord. They established a concern for the correct management of the public treasury. From this law, the Court of Accounts was created. Their function was to exercise financial control and examine the results of the various heads of state. For different reasons, this Court of Auditors was removed. Then, in 1922, the Control Office was created. This had constitutional rank. The functions of the Accounting Office now belong to this new office. In addition, they had to approve the budget for the following year. Later, this office was eliminated because the legislative power created an institution that was independent of the other powers, known as the Control Center. In 1949, after the Civil War was over, there was a rupture of the constitutional organization of Costa Rica. And that's why, when evaluating the functions of the Control Center, it was determined that they were not enough. In this same year, a chapter of the General Comptroller of Costa Rica was added to the Constitution. This entity is in charge of being the brake on the execution and liquidation of budgets. In 1951, the General Comptroller of Costa Rica began operations with a budget of 300,000 colones, with Amadeo Quiroz and Rodolfo Castaigne as the Controller and the Deputy Controller. As this entity began its functions, it was necessary to create different laws, including the Law of Financial Administration of the Republic, issued in 1951. It should be noticed that since the creation of this body, there have been 11 controllers, beginning with Amadeo Quiroz Blanco and ending with Marta Costa Zúñiga, who has held this position since 2012. Likewise, 12 deputy controllers, such as Mario Antonio Rodriguez Rodriguez, or who currently holds the position, Master Silvia Solís Mora.
The functions of the General Comptroller of the Republic of Costa Rica can be divided into before and after the institutions used public resources. The main functions of the General Comptroller of the Republic of Costa Rica before the public resources are used can be mentioned. The budget approval. This consists in the General Comptroller of the Republic of Costa Rica has to give to go ahead to the budgets of most government institutions, that is, to the plans of how much money they expect to receive and spend each year. But what budget of the General Comptroller of the Republic of Costa Rica approved? General Controller of the Republic of Costa Rica does approve companies and institutions such as public companies, for example, ICE Recope, public funds that are managed by private companies, autonomous institutions, for example, universities, Caja Costarricense de Seguro Social, and municipalities. For other hand, the General Controller of the Republic of Costa Rica does not approve companies and institutions such as ministries, decentralized bodies, pension system, Asamblea Legislativa, Defensoría de los Habitantes, Poder Judicial, and Tribunal Supremo de Elecciones. The second main function of the General Controller of the Republic of Costa Rica is the review of contracts, which consists an analysis that is made of the contracts that public institutions signed with the companies and people that sell products and services to them to verify that they conform to what is established by law.
On the other hand, the institution's main functions after the use of public resources are studies to public institutions. These are the studies that the GCR does to review how public institutions spend the money, and they check to see if they comply with the laws. The results make it possible to correct what has been wasted and to initiate investigations against possible perpetrators. Sanctions. These are the punishments imposed by the GCR on the people responsible for committing illegal acts in the handling of money and other state property. The Organic Law of the Office of the Comptroller of the Republic. The Organic Law of the GCR, number 7428, aims to regulate the functions of this institution, the national system of fiscal control, and the participation of citizens in the exercise of justice. The General Comptroller's Office, in addition to being governed by Law 7428, also has a series of agreements, resolutions, and guidelines, both internal, aimed at the institution's employees, and general, aimed at the functions of the GCR. Finally, it is important to point out that if a citizen wants to support the work of the GCR, he or she can do so in 3 ways. Number 1. You can report to the GCR any misuse of public resources that you are aware of through the electronic reporting system. Number 2. Reviewing how institutions in your community spend money through the public budget system. And number 3. Demanding transparency and accountability from public institutions.